Radio check 1 2 3. Radio check 1 2 3. Well, hey there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bud Nixon channel. Channel about anything and everything as far as off-road, overland, metal working, woodworking, aluminum working, welding, plastics, wiring, and whatever else, right? Well, anyways, if you scroll through the videos, you will find out a lot of maybe useful stuff as far as DIY or installation. Lately, actually, one of the most common ones or the busiest videos have been the 90-degree swivel adapter thingy for a camp stove that I did. But in any case, welcome to the channel. If you are liking what you're seeing, I mean, you haven't liked it yet maybe, but subscribe and follow the channel. Look through the videos. Like I said, you will find some useful stuff in regards to various things. Today's video, though, is about a Molle panel for a Nissan R50 Pathfinder, also the Infiniti QX4. If you have been a follower or the subscriber for some time, been watching the videos, you're aware of this build. So this is a R50 Nissan Pathfinder body in a version of the Infiniti QX4. And as I mentioned earlier, this video is specifically about the Molle panel that's for the rear glass. I had a couple orders come in, so I figured I'd do a video about installation slash uninstallation, if that makes any sense. And the reason I say that is that I already have installed it to make sure it test fitted, and it's a perfect fit. The reason I tried to go that route is the previous version I would give it a little bend. So if you're one of the guys who's buying this and you prefer to do this, you will find certain parts that could be bent a little more to give you a better offset of the panel from the glass, but that is not required. So I'm not going to do it personally because it's a matter of personal preference in my point of view. Plus it gives me quite a bit more added time to produce these or to make them. I mean, you know, extra labor. But the other thing is, when they get shipped, on the previous couple that I shipped, a lot of guys complained that they got bent back. So basically, there's nothing crazy to it. Aluminum bends forms very easy. And like I said, this is something you not technically will be required to do. But with all that set aside, let's put this one aside. And what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna put you through the process of how you would install it. But in my case, don't be confused now, this is going to be removing the panel. So your steps are going to be the same thing. So imagine the panel is not there and you would have to remove it. So by opening the tailgate, what we're going to do is we remove these 4 bolts. Rear hatch, tailgate, whatever you want to call it, I guess. So removing these 4, and then we're going to take a 10mm wrench. I guess I'll make a list of all the tools here, and we are going to remove these. They're kind of hand loose already on my case. So we're going to remove these cyclope light, and I just lost my nut. Oh, there it is. Lost the nut. Funky. So anyways, put that aside. Next, what you want to do is you want to probably unclip these 2. So with a little flat screwdriver, you can pull these clips off the gas struts that support the rear glass. And maybe there's a better way to do it, but this is the way I found to do, or to make easy. So before all that, also one thing you want to do is you want to remove these 2, the rear defrost parts. And we're slowly, carefully going to close this up. And I'm going to walk over there and press the power button on the driver's door. We're going to release the hatch glass. So with that out of the way, we have the glass out. What you could do is you could take, well, in your case, you will not have to do this, but I need to do this. So this would be, if you're installing this, these 2 bolts will obviously be not in the way, but you would need to take them off eventually. So we're going to remove this guy. We're going to remove this guy. And don't pop these metal parts off. Try your best not to pop them off because they're kind of a pain in the butt to put back on. So now I'm going to use a Phillips head size 3 to loosen my bolts here. And once those are loosened a little bit, you could use a power tool like mine case. I'm going to use this impact. Drop the bolt here. Let's see if we're going to screw this up somehow. All right, everybody wants to see somebody mess up usually. So this is the way you would remove the rear glass before even installing the panel. So glass is removed, and now we can go to the table for installation, deinstallation. So if you followed this far, you will probably get the whole thing. So something to keep in mind is that when I built this takes 12 millimeter to remove these two on the bottom, the two studs that get to be attached to the guest stretch supports. So as I was mentioning, this was designed with the idea of having to be easy installation right basically in your garage, in your driveway, in your parking lot, whatever. I mean, I think this is fairly simple. I highly recommend getting probably something soft like a sleeping bag or padded or pieces of carpet like I'm using in order to get, so this panel is good to go. Something that can be used obviously to put it under the glass to make sure that this is going to work out for you just the way you would want it to. So make sure you're matching these pieces in place here. So you have your glass off. This is the beginning part. Maybe a great idea, which I haven't had to do yet, and I haven't done for a while. You know, opportunity to clean the rear glass. So to give you an idea, I've had this panel probably for, I think, over a year now, or maybe almost 2 now. And the glass hasn't gotten that dirty. I don't know, maybe, obviously it's a user thing, but, so let's get this dry. I'm gonna make a quick pause. All right, we're back in business. Spickety clean. Honestly, I don't remember if they go in a certain way, these plastic pieces, because they're, you know, various the shape, but I'm gonna take a wild guess that the rounded part is down here. I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference. So, glass cleaned, we're attaching the panel. Very easy process. What you're doing is you're lining up first these two and then these two, and that will basically put you in a position where you'll be like, okay, well, there's no other way to do this. So we're attaching this, hand tightening everything. Next are the two longer bolts. They go from the bottom latch. I think that will be the right name for it. Right? The two upper nuts here, I'm simply putting them just a little bit by hand, just for the fact that what we need to do there is make sure that they're simply there to kind of help us support it, but we're not tightening them all the way, right? Or maybe it's a good idea to tighten them a little bit more. On the fly, there's no right or wrong way to do this. There's only the right way when it's the one that actually makes, you know, does the job for you, right? So now this is tight, that's tight, those are going to be tight. I recommend doing the Phillips bolts, everything by hand, so this way you're feeling the torque of it. If you're using a power tool, there's a good chance you're going to snap something. So if you're using power tool and you get a little bit happy, carried away with it, you are possibly gonna break something. Tighten this, right? So we got this out of the way, that in place. We're gonna move all our tools at first back to our position here to the truck. Now let's see, get the camera rolling over this way. Are we good right here? Flip. Let's see, we're gonna drop them. Nope, they're not falling. So what I found is these guys are kind of pain in the butt to get in. And you know another good thing to do? Hold your horses, Nixon. Grab a towel. Get a little cleaning right here. I barely ever open the glass, honestly. It doesn't get opened that much, but it wouldn't hurt to clean this out. What you're gonna prevent yourself is water from the interior, but sometimes these weather strips, they get blockage from debris. So water doesn't flow how it should be, or how it was intentionally designed, or initially, right, I think the word, by the factory engineers. I mean, engineers aren't always the guys that know how it is, but they think they got the right idea at least. So, cleaned. Let's get the glass back up here. Next step is two top pieces need to go into this place. Now everybody got their own way of doing this. This is the way I'm doing it. Right, wrong, I don't know, you tell me. So, get some hardware in here. You know what we're gonna do? I remembered how I did it last time. Put the glass down and pop the tailgate. Whew, makes it a lot easier and lighter. So now, let's utilize this small flat screwdriver. Move this plastic tab out of the way. Alright, looks like we got the first one in place. And when you're setting bolt, always nice to do it by hand, just simply because you're not overrunning the threads. I don't know if that's the word. Here, hold on a second. So you're not messing up the threads. If you're doing it by power tool and you're like, hey, I'm just gonna go right, fix it in there. Well, there's a good chance that you might run into trouble of side threading. I don't know if that's the word even. A little stepping stool gives an option to get things right. But if you're doing the threads by hand, it should in most cases simply go in there like easily, right? Now in my case, to me it feels like this thing is a little bit what's the word, crooked. So I think what I can do, while all the hardware is loose, we're going to be able to give ourselves an opportunity to maybe move things a little bit. There we go. I like this better. So by having everything loose, you're able to line these things up, just, you know, if you're a little bit OCD like myself. So with that out of the way, I think we are good. So light tap with the impact. Again, I've already threaded the bolts by hand, so I know they're gonna hold in place as they should. Quick check just to make sure that these have settled in the right position, and to me it seems like this one is not doing what it's supposed to do, unless that's just me. And it just looks like it needs to be a little bit more tight. There we go. Right on. To give you a hand, put the 12 into works again. Get this guy back tight. Next, this guy goes into place. Click here, click here, make sure the metal clips are in place. Let's see, there we get them. There we go. All right, so we're stationary here. Double check that this is tight. This is hand tight without breaking anything. Boom. Boom. Okay, make sure you don't leave your defroster unplugged, otherwise it won't work the right way. So with that done out of the way, we can grab our 10 millimeter, loosen that up. Then we got the light to go onto the place. Very fragile, be careful. This thing cracks very easy. Do it by hand. $10 millimeter. Right up. This might be a good time to check if all 9, I think it's 9 of the light bulbs are working good. There's a lot of times many of us don't look from the back to see if everything's functional as it should be. So that's one way to do this right now, is to check, make sure that all of them are on. And once you have that confirmed, or you're ready to assemble it, whatever the case is, put this up here. Carefully thread the bolt in there. Again, don't forget this is plastic, so you do not want to just ram your power tool into those openings with those bolts, or those screws I should say. These parts are getting more and more rare to find a lot of times, even in junkyards. So we got ourselves a rear Molle panel assembled, you guys. So everything tight here. That's been tightened, that's been tightened, that's been attached, that's been attached. So you say, what is it for? My favorite one is I can put my speaker up here. Because when I'm camping, so closing, make sure it's all snug and tight. Boom. With the drawer system, with my lighting, when I'm cooking, when I'm doing whatever, I like how my speaker is right over here. Let's see, how do I usually have it? I think I have it this way. So gotta flip it so it's not pressing any buttons. I know you could just, you know, keep it wherever. In my case, I like it this way. And then also, I prefer to keep my I don't know what's the, how did I do this last time? I think I go this way. I prefer to keep my charging cables under a bungee over here. And again, this is just the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way. I'm sure everybody got their own way of, you know, storing stuff and putting stuff, whatever. I found this to be the convenient part. I have yet to lose a cable from here, as in the sense of, you know, the way it's attached right now. But this makes it perfect where you can throw a little baggie here, med kit some sort or something. I've seen guys attach, you know, fire extinguishers or whatever here. So in our case, this is what I'm doing. To me, it's the simple thing, and it is the convenience of things. That's one of the reasons why I've done it. Few of them been sold. Enjoy this product. Nobody had complained yet about it. So thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for checking in on the video. Hopefully the video helps, obviously, to those who came here for that specific purpose. Once again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You can connect with me through social media, either by commenting here, or you can go to my email on the contact info on YouTube. The other way would be through social media like Facebook or Instagram. You can find Adventure Ready, and I'll put the links in the description. The simplest, the best way to get a hold of me is through Instagram, through my Bud Nixon account. Same spelling as YouTube, Bud Nixon on Instagram. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me. So thanks for tuning in again, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.